Hello and welcome to this month's CCXP Tip of the Month. So for May 2019, we're going to look at where to begin. And what I mean by this is I've been getting a lot of questions lately. Actually, people have been coming straight to me through LinkedIn and they've been saying, hey Mike, I want to take the CCXP exam. How do I even begin knowing where to start? So really this is what we're looking at in this month's tip. And really, I can summarize it on one slide and we'll go look at these individually afterwards. But essentially what you need to do is go to the ccxp.org website, and after you've had a look around there, there's something called the Candidate Handbook. Reading through the website and the handbook should pretty much set expectations of what the exam's about, the kind of things you're going to be tested on, the process for actually being approved to take the exam. Then I would recommend following up with Stephanie Thumb's article, which I'm going to show you in a second. She just is very concise, very to the point, but she just gives a few additional tips in there about how to complete your application. And then the final thing that I'm going to recommend is to use a video that's also on my channel called Customer Experience, What Every CEO and Business Leader Should Know. And the reason I think this will help you is because I give a very high level overview of the 6 competencies that are going to be tested in the exam, and I give a kind of a few tips as well, so it'll give you a good feel for the kind of things they'll be looking at. So without further ado, let's just hop over to the CCXP website and we'll have a quick look. Okay, so here we are at the official ccxp.org website. There's so much information here that really it should be able to answer almost every one of your questions. If I kind of give you a quick look at some of the things here. So we've got the overview of the page that we're on now. You can see that you can look at your application eligibility requirements, the competencies, and the overview of the exam, how much it's going to cost. Then you've got some really interesting resources here. So you've got the format, the blueprint, some sample questions, even all the way down to like a test day checklist. And then of course there's the handbook, which I'm going to show you right now. So let's go ahead and open that up. So having a quick look here. So you can see from the table of contents that this is like a real deep dive on some of the things that you should need to know. One little area I want to show you in depth here, let's go find it, is this little diagram here. I thought this was quite nice. So again, it kind of sets the expectations of what the actual certification process actually looks like as well. So I thought that would be helpful. But you read through this document and it will give you everything you need to know to get like a 50,000 foot view of the exam. And then really at that point, that's when you can look at to begin studying. You can look at the resources, the training providers, and so forth. The second thing I wanted to show you was the CCXP exam application tips that Stephanie Thumb wrote. And this article is a little old, but it's still completely relevant. And she gives some really good tips here in terms of this is the most important one. When you're completing your exam application, be sure to write down thoroughly and thoughtful answers that reflect your hands-on job experience as a CX professional in each of the 6 competencies. People often say, I filled in the application form, but they rejected me, and what do I need to do differently? Well, if you think about it from the CXPA's point of view, they want to know that you actually meet the requirements so that you have actually got a decent amount of experience in the 6 competencies. Well, how would you prove that if you're in a job interview? The best way to do that is to put some references down and then also actually explain what you did. And the more detail you can give about something, the more it looks like you actually have done it. But I think the references are a really good idea as well. That's just something that I would recommend. I haven't seen anyone else say that, but I think that you should do everything you can to show them transparently that you are a good candidate to take this exam. Now the last thing was this video that I made, this little webinar called Customer Experience, What Every CEO and Business Leader Should Know. If you kind of look, this is the agenda. So we start off with a definition, we look at emotions and biases. We've got some useful statistics there to kind of make the case for why a business should even adopt customer experiences. But I think the real key here is this area here, the 6 core competencies. So what I've done is I've done an overview of each of them, and I've kind of explained why they're necessary, the philosophy behind them. I think if you do all of these things, you've read the application handbook, you've looked at the website, you've read Stephanie's article, and then you've gone ahead and you watched this video, I think you really should have a good idea at that point. You should have found where to start, where to begin in your study process, and that will give you a good foundation from there. So that's the best I can do on this subject. Like I said, I keep getting asked it all the time directly on LinkedIn, so I thought I'd just go ahead and make this video. So I hope this helps you, and if you've got any questions, feel free to go ahead and contact me on support@ccxpexamsimulator.com. Until next time, happy studying.